Welcome to our Facebook broadcast. You're here watching Patch Turned Up and our Help Desk with Joe show. We have Justin with us as always, and we got an exciting show today. We'll be talking about some updates as usual, and then we got a neat little insert video that Joe got us from down at Jack Garrett Ford talking about the new Bronco that came in last week. So exciting stuff going on. Thanks for joining us here. And again, with our podcast show, Help Desk with Joe and Justin. And we're going to get started and get rolling. So a lot of stuff to talk about today, Joe. We got a video for those who are watching live on Facebook. And if you're not watching live on Facebook, if you're listening to this through our podcast, Joe will tell you how to get there at the end of the show so you can go back in and watch this, check out the neat video, and we'll have audio, obviously, of it, but it's pretty cool to see. So many thanks to Quentin and Nathan down at Jack Garrett Ford for letting us get a first-hand look at that new Bronco that rolled off the truck last week. But before we do that, Joe, Justin, welcome.
Glad to be here.
Show 47, boys.
And as I told you guys before we went live, this is going to be one of the few, this is a rarity. This episode contains nothing but good news, so I'm excited. All good news, no mention of COVID, so this is a rarity.
Yeah, I'm going to type that in right now, actually, just saying it's an all good news tech update, and then, of course, our exciting video, which we've done a little bit of stuff in the past, but this is the first time here on this platform in these 47 shows that we're bringing a video in. I think in the past we've done some still photos.
Right.
And I think we linked in a couple of our after-school videos to some of the things we were doing, but getting pretty tech savvy here. We put Joe in the driver's seat for 10 minutes and look what happens. We get a video and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, we almost look like we know what we're doing.
All right. Well, let's start us off. Update number one, news update, tech news update. Let's go that route.
Okay.
You got some news about Peacock. And Peacock, you talked about Peacock a couple of times here in the last month or so because they're constantly making changes, evolving. I think the last one you talked about was they added Hulu. Hulu and them kind of got sorted out.
Yeah.
Or somebody got sorted out.
Roku,
there you go. Somebody got sorted out.
Yeah, so actually, Peacock and World Wrestling Entertainment, also known as WWE, have partnered up, which actually comes as a surprise. World Wrestling Entertainment, like I said, known as WWE, is going to shut down its own network and move all of its programming library to NBC Universal's direct-to-consumer streaming service. Both companies announced yesterday. So Peacock is going to be the exclusive distributor or streamer of World Wrestling Entertainment's media library, plus all their new pay-per-views. And
I don't even know what to think about that, Joe.
Well, here's what surprised me. WWE started their streaming service back in 2014. So here they are, the trendsetter of streaming services for, original content.
Okay.
They did this way before anybody else. I mean, other than like Netflix.
Hold on. Let me.
Okay.
I'm going to call a timeout here.
Okay.
Joe, do you watch WWE?
I have in the past.
Justin, WWE fan?
I actually haven't gotten into it, no.
Okay. I got to say I'm not. I watched it once when I was little because everybody's like, oh, it's the wrestling championships, and I wrestled for the school back then. I was like, all right. I can't believe, we're watching this.
Right.
Because you just didn't see real wrestling on TV. And I'll say that. Real wrestling's the tip and indicator here where this is going. And so they started playing this, and I look around, and everybody's getting all into it and cheering on their character or whatever, and I'm like, time out. You got a dude in pajamas here and tights, like a bad bathing suit from Europe, and, they're throwing down all these fake moves, and everybody's like, yeah, you got to leave. I was like, what?
I can't use the word fake in this room.
Yo, gosh, they were so upset and mad at me because I was like, this is just a load of baloney.
Yeah.
So anyway, Justin, you're not buying in. I'm not buying in. Joe,
well,
are you buying in? Like, did you yell at the TV? Did you cheer? Did you watch all the big matches?
Well, when I was a kid, yeah, absolutely. But I was a kid, too. I was young and dumb and didn't know any better.
Well, I just mean, so when you phrase that as like when you were a kid, is this like last year before?
Like 10, 12.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're all friends here. You can tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking, because I have some adult buddies that still are like, hey, WWE, the whatever big match is coming up, the Showdown. Yeah. And I'm like, really? And they're like, oh, yeah. And they're all about it. They got the little Funko Pops and all that with their pro wrestling.
Right. Well, this just surprised me.
Anyway, okay.
And here's where
it's a big industry. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's $1 billion corporation.
Yeah, big industry.
I mean, So this is what shocked me is they have their own platform, their own setup, their own equipment, everything, and have been established since 2014. Because I just looked it up. January of 2014, they launched their own network.
Wow.
And after all that time, and now everybody's playing catch up. Disney and ABC and CBS, all these other competitors are bringing up their own platform.
Right.
And yet WWE now says, we'll sign all of our content over to Peacock for 5 years at the tune of $1 billion.
Wow. Well, I mean, and I see that two ways. In business, they no longer have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe they see something coming that no one else does.
Well, the relationship between WWE and NBC Universal goes back years and years ago, and I didn't realize this until I watched the...
Well, NBC likes soap operas, so that makes sense.
Well, it's a little more than that. It's actually part of NBC Sports.
I just was playing with
right.
the people.
And I didn't realize this until I watched ESPN's 30 for 30. This was the XFL.
Yeah.
That people in particular, the owner, Vince McMahon, and NBC Sports executive Dick Ebersol, their relationship has gone back forever.
Yeah.
So when I seen this, it's like, I don't understand since they have their own platform, but I do understand them going with Peacock since that relationship between the two companies has been there for so long.
Yeah.
It surprised me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, at this day and age, just with the trending stuff, it doesn't surprise me when entities make moves like this because I got to believe they're looking, at something that's happening in the future. And they're going to get a big paycheck for 5 years. And maybe they see a downward trend or something. It's hard to tell. Or maybe they just feel like they got to update. It's hard to tell. I don't know. I'm talking about stuff I don't know about, but I'm always one of those skeptics that say, like, okay, they're making this deal for a reason.
Right. Yeah, and it just shocked me as everybody else is trying to come up with their own platform, their own content that WWE's going, we've been there, now we're
going to jump back into
everybody's zigging, so we're going to zag again. So that that shocked me more than anything.
Yeah, maybe they're having a change in leadership or something come up. I don't know. Hard to tell.
But if you are a current subscriber to the WWE Network, which costs $9.99 a month, you can actually, when they move it over to Peacock, you're either going to pay the same at $9.99 a month, which will be same content, commercial free. You get the WWE content plus everything Peacock offers, which includes The Office.
Yeah.
Or you can bump it down so you actually save $5 a month and get the commercial version.
It's amazing to me that The Office carries so much weight that it gets mentioned in normal conversation now. And I'm not just saying like yours and I's. I had this conversation this weekend and like, hey, I had to go. Somebody said they had to subscribe to something so they could keep watching The Office.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? So wouldn't it be cheaper to like buy the box set or something? Like, nah, I just like watching it live on my phone.
Well, it's funny that you mention that because Peacock has actually doubled down on The Office to the point they've actually included that into their advertising on their tiers. I saw a story last week. It said Peacock. They showed a screenshot of Peacock's choose your tier package page. It said the free version includes first 2 seasons of The Office plus blah 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 blah. The $4.99 package includes all episodes of The Office plus blah 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 with commercials. The $9.99 package includes The Office and blah 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 with commercial free. So I mean, they are really doubling down on The Office.
It's crazy. Like and one of the guys he's got the. You guys know what a Funko Pop is?
Yes.
It's basically a bloated bobblehead.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but they have it's an amazing industry, and I say industry because it's huge. So they make these little dolls that look like a big bloated bobblehead, about the same size, But they have like the one guy had Dwight from Office. He had like 6 different Dwights. Mm-hmm. Dwight the Beet Farmer, Dwight and whatever, and then he had the what's the main character? Steve Carell's character.
Oh, Michael.
Michael. They had Michael in like Christmas, Hanukkah, Christmas. Whatever. He had like 7 different Christmas Michaels from all the different shows. And I was just like, this is crazy. And then they had Happy Gilmore in a hockey jersey and a hockey stick. And then they had Chubbs with him.
Then you have like exclusive ones that people try to get their hands on.
Crazy for. Yeah. They just ran the market here, but I'm thinking this is brilliant. You got people, grown men, interested in buying little dolls with all their favorite characters from whatever.
Yeah.
Shows, movies. You name it. They've got dolls for these things, and it's outrageous.
Well, the craziest one I'd ever
They're
heard.
$7-8 each.
Yeah. Well, that's if you buy them off the shelf. If you collect them and you can't get them in the store, some of those go for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, they were telling me there were like $100 ones that they were looking for.
Yeah.
That they just couldn't get their hands on them. And I was like, really? But I mean, that's the new man cave collectible.
Yeah.
And I was thinking these people were brilliant because, you know, when you can take one character like Michael Scott, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can have, you know, 20 different variations of that, then the possibilities are unlimited for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was funny when the first set of Office ones came out. Hot Topic had had an exclusive on Prison Mike, and they was selling on eBay at the time for like $50 a piece. So
who's Prison Mike?
That's one of his characters. That's Michael Scott's one of Michael Scott's characters. He did was Prison Mike. So
hold on, time out. How many Funko Pops you got, Joe?
Honestly, I don't have any. But here's what I was going to do. This is my hustle. I was going to go see if I could track down the Prison Mike, and I was going to put it straight to eBay.
Oh, yeah,
for an $8.
And apparently a lot of people are doing that because that's what the guys were doing. They were looking on eBay for these exclusives, trying to find them at a decent price.
Right. So
I was like, wow, this is Garbage Pail Kids or Cabbage Patch Kids all over again.
Yeah.
Except for adults.
Right.
I don't even think, do kids collect them?
I think they do, but like they get snubbed at a lot because you're taking it out of the box.
Well,
I bought Sadie a Funko Pop, but I knew that it wasn't going to be collectible, so I was like, here, and she loves it.
What was it?
One of the characters from Frozen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you can get kids buying them.
But a friend of mine was with me. We was in the Grand Central Mall in Parkersburg. And
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I need to run in Hot Topic. And he looks at me and goes, really? You, Hot Topic?
I like Hot Topic.
Well, we're from the age of Hot Topic was like the goth store, and you know, you just didn't go.
I like it because they got the older rock shirts, you know.
Yeah.
80s bands.
Over the years, they've expanded into more retro and pop culture stuff like that. But you know, you're used to the old Hot Topic.
I didn't know there was an old Hot Topic.
Oh yeah, it wasn't always.
So it's goth and like grunge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he looks at me and goes, "Really? You're going into Hot Topic?" I said, it's not what you think. I had to explain myself, so I was like, okay, I just feel like a dork now, so we'll just go.
Yeah. Did he go in with you?
No, I didn't even go in at that point. It's like,
what? You skipped Hot Topic?
Yeah.
That's a crime. I like Hot Topic. I like the Guns N' Roses shirts and all that good stuff.
So to tell you how crazy the pop figures are, Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian known as Fluffy.
Yeah.
He wanted to do a run on a Funko Pop of himself. And they said, it won't work, they won't sell. He said, what if I put in my own money?
Yeah.
They said, you want to do that? Go for it. So he bought like 20,000 of them, paid for everything. Sold out like that.
No way.
Yeah, and then they come back and go, can we make another one of you?
Yeah. That's amazing. Huh. All right, well, successfully hijacked our...
Justin, you're asleep at the wheel here.
Yeah, I know. Peacock
I'm
update.
Something here, so
and
I'll let it go a little longer.
Yeah, Justin made a judgment call. He's like, wait a minute, I might want to get myself some dollies.
Yeah.
You know, these little Funko Pop things. Sounds like good dolls to have.
Yeah, Justin sounds like moderator. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah. No, he's like, time out. Let me pull my laptop up and get on eBay and see what we're talking.
Yeah.
You don't even have your laptop. I can't see. Is your laptop there?
I've got it closed.
Okay.
Done all my research.
It's dark over in your area.
Yep.
All right. You know that's the problem. Okay. Who keeps turning the lights on red? There we go. Get back to green.
All right.
Great. We got to have a happy vibe. Red's like a mean vibe.
Yeah.
You know, red means stop. So we'll flip it over to green, and everything's right in the world when we go with green. Just point that out. All right. Anyway. Okay. Better vibe. Okay. Then today's a positive show, so we need some green.
So going back to the original news story. So
there's more?
Yeah. So if you're a subscriber to the network, the transition will start in March, and it's unclear yet on how they're going to transition everyone over and all that. And it's only going to affect U.S. customers only at this point.
Yeah.
But $1 billion for 5 years.
Whew. I mean, that's why I say something's there. Somebody knows something.
That's what I told Justin. I said, again, I go back to everybody else is trying to play catch up, and then they're zagging again.
That big $1 billion check is just too tempting.
Yeah, that's what I told Justin before the show. I said, I guess $1 billion changes a lot of things.
Because nowadays that $1 billion gets thrown around so much that you kind of forget how huge that is, and then you're like, oh wait,
right.
That's
and
insane amount of money.
And from the IT standpoint, I mean, there is going to be a huge cost savings because you're not going to have to pay for the internet bandwidth and
Oh,
the
yeah,
servers
yeah.
and
And all
the
those
overhead.
people.
Yeah.
I wonder if a bunch of people just lost their jobs. They're like, daggone it.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, they were doing that all in-house, right? So,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That would be interesting. Or
Downsized.
Or they
Bam.
could just be absorbed into Peacock as part of the deal because somebody has to handle that extra content.
Still has to handle it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Okay.
it'd be interesting.
Well, news update number 2, you got Verizon update, which remind me to ask you about, well, I have you know what? We'll just insert this in. News update number 4.
Okay.
Coming in at, well, let's say news update 1.5. How about that?
Okay.
So I have one of the Sprint hotspots.
Yes.
Do they, now that they've combined with T-Mobile, is there a better one? Does that make sense? Is there a better way to get hotspot service?
What do you mean better? As better as in coverage or better as in...
Better quality. Faster up and download speeds. Justin's saying yeah. Does that mean you know about it? Or?
Oh, no, just Joe and I were
understand
just
what I'm
talking
saying?
about this the other day.
Okay.
About different hotspot options.
So, like, you know, people are doing a lot of stuff, and we do, like, some Facebook Live stuff.
Right.
And my phone always does a pretty good job. But I did some over the weekend, and it was saying 5G, but it just, like, I couldn't load pictures. I couldn't send a picture to anybody. And
Right.
it was having a hard time connecting to Facebook Live, even though it said 5G. I was in the mountain area, but...
Well, 5G is still so new
Yeah.
that even if it does advertise as 5G, you may
Right.
not necessarily be getting 5G speeds.
Sure. So my question was, if I jumped over to like a hotspot, which I didn't take the hotspot with me, so I didn't even try it. But do they make a good one? Is there a difference? Do you know?
I think
Does that make sense? Can you
Yeah.
pay and get one that does a better job picking up reception and?
Yeah, I think they make some that have like bigger antennas, but you could always just use a booster. Now, I have not tested this, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. Take one of those.
Did you bring it with you?
No, it's at the office.
I see how this is. Justin, we just
But
got duped again.
Take a booster,
Thank you.
and where it mounts onto the phone, just slide your hotspot into it and mount it into that and see what happens.
There you go.
Huh.
Get that over.
Well, I guess so. Let me refine my question. Let's make it a more technical question.
Okay.
Is there a distinction in hotspots, or does it not matter? It's only based on what that hotspot gets service-wise.
I don't think I understand the question.
So if you have the small hotspot, it's a couple years old now.
Okay.
Will it upload and download stuff just as fast as like a new hotspot?
Yeah, because they're both using 4G LTE signals, so that
So it
should-
doesn't matter at
No.
all. And so if I got like one of the big ones, the only thing I'm really doing then is increasing the amount of reception, which would increase the speed.
Right, unless there's some extra bells and whistles that come. They advertise it does this, that, and or the other.
Well, you described to me one time it's like a water hose. You said the signal, the size of the water hose is just how it is.
Right.
So you can't buy a bigger water hose with a hotspot?
No.
Okay, that answers my question. So then it's just about service.
Right.
All right, I need that booster.
Yep.
For this weekend.
Well, you know where the office is.
I do.
And if you can talk to Cena out of it,
Oh boy.
more power to you.
Does she use it?
Every once in a while. Well, actually, she has. As far as I know, she hasn't used the new one we got.
Ooh.
I haven't even used it to test it.
Hey,
so
test run this weekend.
you know where the office is.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to having to debate Cena on this? Why can't I just get a yes out of you, Joe?
Because I like entertainment.
I see how this is. Justin, just be aware. It's a trap. I'm going to end up facing Cena trying to ask this question and get her glare, and Joe's going to be giggling in the background saying, ha, 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 ha. Here we go. You'll probably be recording it, right?
Typically she'll just give it to you, but I'm going to tell her, like, Dave was being a jerk today, and, and he demands.
She
this.
knows better than that.
Yeah.
But she'll still give me a hard time.
Oh, yeah.
Cena's good for that. She's got
Yeah.
a good sense of humor, which makes it fun. All right, I got to get myself mentally prepared then. Talk Cena out of a product.
So otherwise, it works splendidly for you. Just this one time over the
Well,
weekend.
just I mean, it's sporadic.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I was always like, well, I just got the cheap hotspot. Whatever the small little box is, like smaller than a cell phone. And you see some of those people have like MiFis and stuff.
Right.
So that was my question: is the MiFi just a better antenna, or is it just a better water hose all the way around with a bigger water hose?
Well, now, one other thing you also have to consider is network congestion.
Oh yeah.
Where you're at and how many people is using that same tower.
Yep.
Downtown Spencer, usually have pretty good service until the weekend of Black Walnut Festival.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
nobody
Black
can
Walnut
do
Festival
anything.
wrecks everything. Yeah. Okay. Well, that helps answer my question. Okay. All right. So anyway, back on Justin. Where were you at on that one? Back on track. Verizon. You got a Verizon update?
Yes. So Verizon prepaid customers can now access the fast 5G ultra wideband. So Verizon's extending its fast millimeter wave 5G network to its prepaid customers for the first time. A new unlimited plan starting at $75 a month, which is $10 more than the standard unlimited prepaid plan, and includes access to Verizon's 5G ultra wideband network. Previously, it was limited to postpaid customers on certain unlimited plans. So all prepaid and postpaid plans continue to include Verizon's slower nationwide 5G network, which is currently only a bit faster than LTE. And I just spit a lot of stuff at you guys.
I don't understand it.
Okay, so Verizon's new 5G.
Right.
There's two different types. There's the millimeter wave, and then there's what they always advertise as the 5G itself. The millimeter wave goes in short wavelengths.
Yeah.
Like over short distances. That's where you get that extra fast boost of 5G.
Okay.
So you have 5G, then you have 5G ultra wideband. Two different internet speeds.
So you're getting 5G either way, but it just depends on whether you get the fast 5G or the regular 5G.
Right.
And the regular 5G is the same as LTE.
Just a tick up from LTE.
Huh.
Yeah. So the millimeter wave is the ultra wideband. This is where people are seeing like.
I was gonna say, how do you know which one you're getting? Just by noticing
your speeds,
just gauging how fast stuff loads.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. In some ways, I feel like we're spoiled. Maybe you two don't remember enough, or maybe you were too young. But I mean, my goodness, back in the day, I remember when it took time for pages to actually load.
Oh yeah, dial up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying anything. And now stuff's just instantaneous.
Well, except unless you're on Frontier. Experience right here.
Yeah.
If you want to download a song, you start it in the morning. Maybe you can listen to it in the evening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Were you part of the whole? Yeah, you probably were. You're a music guy, weren't you? Did you do the download the
Napster
guy?
Yeah.
How many songs do you have on your laptop?
LimeWire. I wasn't one of those people with a 5,000 song library or anything. So just a couple hundred.
Yeah, that's
nothing crazy.
We had a buddy that had probably at least 1,000 on his laptop, and he was super protective. He's like, "Don't touch my laptop. Don't drink around my laptop." I was like, "What is going on? You got like the nuclear codes in there or something?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, I got 1,000 some songs. It took me forever.
It took me a year to get that."
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, but he was super. He's like, "Don't mess with it. Don't touch it. If you guys want to hear music, I'll play it, but nobody touch my laptop." I was like, "Wow, all right, you're serious." He's like, "Oh, it took, like you said, he had a year."
Now
streaming a video, forget it.
Yeah,
that wasn't even an option.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
There's a great episode of Been There. Watch that. Download it. It's a documentary on Napster.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I think I remember you talking about that once. Yeah.
Hey, you can use it for your pick next time.
I got a pick in the bag.
Got a couple things in there.
Got a couple in the works.
All
right. Anyway, okay. So Verizon 5G, shortwave, long wave. Some's faster than others. Still a little bit better than LTE. Either way.
Well, the good news is now they're opening up the 5G access to their prepaid customers, where only before it was people that had postpaid, actually had contract agreements,
like a contract plan.
Right.
Yeah.
So now 5G's open to everyone on Verizon.
I got it.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. All right, and then news update number 3.
Have you guys just throw something else out there? Have you guys?
Oh, sorry.
Always had one carrier, or have you guys switched around, tried out some different ones?
I've been on AT&T forever, 15
same.
years.
I was on Alltel until Verizon bought them out.
Mm-hmm.
And I rode that wave until they started monkeying, because I had unlimited data, and that was when it was a rarity. And I rode that wave until the point where they said, basically, if you do anything to your account up to including buying a new phone at full retail price, we're going to take your unlimited data away. So I said, you're not taking mine away. So I moved to Straight Talk for several years, which ran off AT&T towers, loved it. Then went to Sprint, and this is the happiest I've been.
Yeah, see, Joe's been around the block a couple times. Wow.
Yeah, basically in a roundabout way, had every carrier that will work around here.
It's funny sometimes when you sign a contract with the phone, you're like, what do I got to sign this contract? And then in other situations, it actually kind of protects you because they can't take something away that they've agreed to provide
Right.
for so many, however long you're in that contract.
I got a question.
Okay.
I forgot to start recording on OBS.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's back. Well, I'll just catch it from the Facebook feed. We're good.
Okay. Good thing you're a tech guy.
That's right.
I just now noticed. I looked over. I was like, oh.
Well, I was getting her to say, oh, man, we got to start all over. But I just remember we're on Facebook Live, so we're good.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as the internet doesn't go down, we're good.
There you go.
Hush, Justin.
Nah, as long as we got an IT guy in the room that knows how to fix stuff, we're good.
Where?
If it were me, I'd be like, oh man, we got to start over. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. All right. News update number 3, talking about Instagram.
Yes, so Instagram adds a professional dashboard for businesses and creators. So Instagram is now making it easier for businesses to promote their product and services on the platform.
Have you used it?
Years ago, it's been a few years. I used it when Cena and I had the surplus store in town.
Yeah.
I used it, Twitter and Facebook to promote the store.
Right.
And it surprised me even around here that there was customers we had that only used one of the platforms.
Yep.
So I have used it now. It's been a couple years, but now that there's a professional dashboard for businesses and creators, I may actually look into this for A&M.
Yeah.
Just as a marketing tool. So I'm actually excited about this.
Yeah, it's funny. Let's go ahead and give our plug. A&M Digital Technologies, powering everything here at Patch, behind the scenes computer work and so forth, and apparently making use of getting our podcast from our Facebook Live feed today.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee this for everybody, but I actually got some car service too, thrown in with my tech service. I went over to get some files at Joe's, and battery totally died on my car.
Oh,
so
gosh.
He helped me out, took me to town, got me a new battery. So
Hey.
I told him maybe should look into branching out a little bit.
Yeah.
Do a little oil change option. as
Small
well.
local business turns into a garage.
Yeah.
Not only we fix your computer, we fix your car.
Just a one-stop shop.
And we got a coffee shop right over here. Come sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where it's going, Joe. You're welcome. Cena's like timeout, boys. Now you're talking crazy. Somebody's going to get beat with a stick.
Yeah.
So the new dashboard is meant for anyone who uses Instagram professionally and is available to creator and business accounts. Creators may see shortcuts for branded content partnerships and other monetization features, while a restaurant or shop owner can track their ads or set up shopping features. So it's actually going to make it easier for you to sell your product on the platform.
Huh. Well, I mean, Facebook's gotten into the game, now Instagram, so it's no big surprise to me that that's where they're
I'm kind
going.
of surprised it took them
Yeah.
until recently. Or
That's
just
what I
now.
mean, because,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a new thing. People just don't necessarily go to websites anymore for business. They go to the Facebook page. And a lot of businesses don't pay for websites when they got Facebook for free.
Right, and it's surprising because I actually was in a meeting a few weeks ago with a customer that they wanted their website redesigned, and they had not set up a social media presence. And I said, do you want to set one up? And the owner said no. They said that they're not a fan of social media, so they just don't want to fool with it. I said, okay, that's...
Hold on. Did you say, are you a fan of making money?
No, this has been a business that's been around forever, so, I mean, it's...
Okay, so they're already established.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like it's going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
I just said, okay, that's fine. I said, it's just basically free promotion. And they said, well, I don't have a personal Facebook. I don't fool with it.
Yep.
So I'm not going. I said, that's
Hey,
your business. That's your that's what that's your decision. I just wanted to offer that.
Right.
So there are still some businesses that still rely on the website.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, because Facebook, their dashboard is already pretty advanced as far as different tools a business could use to help promote their products or anything like that.
Right.
With Facebook, a lot more advanced than just create a post, write something, post it.
The analytics on it is crazy. If you actually start doing a deep dive on the analytics, I mean, you can almost pinpoint to the person on who's viewing your page. I mean, you can look at their age range, their gender, their general location, as far as state by state. I mean,
we have that on our internet radio station. You can go in and look at the stuff. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It helps you steer. That's
Yes.
for sure. So if you're not using that in your business out there, call your local tech guy, call Joe or Cena here and get involved because, man, that's a huge tool for your business.
Yeah, we actually did an entire presentation. That would have been January of 2019, so 2 years ago. We actually did an entire presentation on the power of social media and business.
Oh man, just small. People used to eBay. Now they just marketplace.
Yeah.
So you don't pay any fees. You don't do anything. You just throw it out on marketplace.
Right. And now Facebook has it where you can send money through the Facebook app itself.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, and marketplace is crazy. Now I've noticed here in the last couple months, which I don't do a lot of cruising on marketplace, but when I'm looking for something specifically,
yeah,
I've noticed ships to you. So now it's businesses using marketplace with just we'll ship it to you, but here's that and we have it. A lot of it's new stuff.
Yeah.
Which baffled me. But oh well. Okay.
Yeah, to me, I always liked eBay because it seemed like a place, and you can still do this, go find something that's lightly used.
Yeah.
For way cheaper. But then it seems like it kind of got overrun by it. Now it's just all new stuff. It's if I wanted to buy it brand new, I'd just search in Google and buy it from a store. But you have to wade through that. Well, you could sort by used only, but yeah, just kind of overrun by.
Yeah, a lot of stores and
selling through eBay.
Yeah,
plus their fees are crazy.
Well, and it from a buyer's standpoint, it was crazy. I had to buy a part for my truck, and I don't remember what it was. And I looked on, all the websites, and actually found, and I want to say it might have been AutoZone. I don't remember. They had the part for $159 on their website, free ship or plus shipping. Went to eBay under AutoZone's official eBay page. Mm-hmm. Same item, $99 free shipping.
Yep.
I was like, so of course I ordered it on eBay, but it was just the point why that big of a cost difference. Mm-hmm. And you're using their platforms, so they're taking out seller fees unless you have some kind of weird contract agreement. But yet it'd still be cheaper than going it from your own website.
Yeah, I've had where I couldn't find a car part anywhere on the internet except for eBay sometimes too. The window mechanism on a power window goes out and just can't find it. Well, at a reasonable price except for eBay.
Yeah, you not pay full retail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about Instagram and getting.
Okay. Yeah.
Although now that we're talking about auto parts, would it now be a good time to transition to our new?
I think it would.
Our new.
That's a nice little segue, Justin.
Yeah, there we go.
Intentional, hopefully, but you never know. We'll say yes.
Yeah.
You're doing a heck of a job, Justin. Nice segue over into this. Okay. So
our
what are we gonna
segment.
what are we gonna do here?
Okay, so we have a new segment today.
Okay.
This was something we discussed about off air.
Yeah.
Last week before.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So I took one for the team and went to Jack Garrett Ford and checked out the brand new 2021 Ford Bronco.
Yeah, and this is something we'll say A&M Digital Technology sponsored segment on Jack Garrett Ford's new Bronco. It literally when it rolled off the truck.
Yeah. So when I agreed, it's like, I guess I could go down to the dealership and trying to play it cool, play it off. Was like, I guess I could go down there and go look at the new Ford Bronco. But in the back of my mind, going, oh, this is fun. This is gonna be awesome. I get to look at all the new bells and whistles and check out all the new toys. So it was to be excited was an understatement.
Yep, and we had a fun run last Saturday, and Nathan brought the Bronco over for that, and it's pretty neat to see. I didn't get a good look at it because it was snowing, it's wet, and we had a race to run. But I'm glad you came back with a segment because I was really curious about it.
Yes, so I'm excited. So whenever you guys are ready, we'll.
Okay, so clarifying, we'll turn the soundboard off and then start the video.
Yes.
Okay, soundboard going off.
Here we are at Jack Garrett Ford in Spencer, getting ready to go inside and check out the new Ford Broncos. Let's go see what new technology's inside. All right, so here we have Nate with Jack Garrett Ford. So Nate, what are we sitting in?
Today we're in the 2021 Bronco Sport, which is a highly anticipated new car for Ford. And this is the first one we got, so we wanted to do a video on it.
One of the things we're going to do today is show off the technology. Actually, you showed me one of the bells and whistles as soon as we turned the vehicle on. This was completely unplanned, but pretty neat. So, the windshield wipers, explain that.
Yes, so this car actually has rain-sensing windshield wipers. So as you guys can probably see, there is a box here on the back of the rear view camera. And this is actually where the sensor lives, reads through the windshield. I don't think there's a sensor that reads for water. And then you can adjust the sensitivity here on the windshield wiper stall. It's on its highest sensitivity right now. And then as it detects rain, it automatically turns on the windshield wipers and then adjusts the speed accordingly, so you don't have to do anything.
So what all
bells and whistles. Now this is where I usually start pushing buttons. So.
Well, this is the Sync 3 system. This is Ford's latest version of Sync 3. This one also has the built-in navigation, so you've got full nav functionality. You got a map, and you can see you got points of interest here. What's really neat about the latest Sync system is that you can even just search for anything. So if you have the address, you can type the address in, which is great. But you also can just type Jack Garrett Ford or Ford service, and it can find the nearest Ford service station wherever you are. And you see this POI button here? That stands for points of interest. So using that, it uses a Sirius travel link. Yeah, see here, it's actually just loading the fuel prices. It doesn't have them yet, so it's acquiring fuel price data.
Okay.
So yeah, you can get anything from fuel prices, movie listings, weather. You can check your radar on here too, which is pretty neat. And that uses Sirius XM satellite data to pull up your radar map. You can see it's raining right now.
It's not going in anytime soon.
No, it doesn't look like. So that's pretty slick, and obviously you can only do this stuff when you're sitting still.
As far as sound system goes, I'm assuming that the cassette player and the CD players are no longer available.
Yeah, this particular model does have the upgraded Bang & Olufsen sound system, so it has a 10-speaker sound system in it with a subwoofer.
Comes with, I'm assuming, AM, FM radio, and you said Sirius.
Yep, it's got Sirius XM as well, and in addition to that, you have, and I'll turn the volume down. You've got AM, FM, Sirius, and then also Bluetooth.
I'm going to move on down to the instrument panel down here.
Yep. Now this particular one has dual zone automatic climate control as well. This particular model also has heated seats and then a heated steering wheel as well. And another nice feature too, this one actually is, if you have a compatible phone, there is a wireless charging pad right here as well.
I also see you have regular USB as well as USB-C.
Yep. There's USB-C. There's also USB-C in here, although in here it's just for charging. So this is, you can plug in to charge, and they have these little channels you can run their cords through so they don't get smashed by the lid. This also allows for Apple CarPlay connectivity.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
When you buy a new vehicle, you get a certain period of time of Sirius XM satellite. Does the Bronco, do you get a certain, trial period? Or?
You get 3 months of Sirius XM satellite, and that includes the radio as well as the travel link services we talked about.
So now here's where it really intrigues me, the gear shifter here.
Yeah.
Most vehicles I'm used to, I'm seeing actual physical, mechanical.
Oh, yeah.
How does this work?
Well, it's just a dial. So
okay.
it actually, and it's not like a volume dial where it's infinitely adjustable. It actually just has notches in it.
Okay.
And you can feel the notch, and of course that turns on the rear view mirror.
Rear camera there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then your neutral setting, and then drive.
All right.
And it just goes. I mean, it's pretty simple, and you have your low gear there as well, and back to park. But what that actually does, it frees up a lot of space in the center console. With the dial, we have three cup holders here, in addition to the electronic parking brake here, which is another space-saving measure. And then you've got other functionality here too.
But what is GOAT mode?
Now, GOAT mode is specific to the Bronco brand.
Okay.
GOAT actually stands for goes over any type of terrain. And so that is your drive mode selector.
Which is almost a requirement in West Virginia.
Yeah, pretty much. Turn the dial. We can go through, it's in normal, and it starts in normal every time. And you have an eco mode, a sport mode, and then a slippery mode. And then back over here past normal, there is a sand mode as well.
Okay.
So it works with the four-wheel drive system and the stability traction control in the car to maximize the vehicle's ability on every terrain.
I know there's still some bells and whistles that we have not seen yet, so you want to go ahead and take us for a stroll around town and show off.
Let's go on. I tell you what we'll do first.
Okay.
I do want to show off the lane centering as well. And the adaptive cruise control.
Okay.
So the adaptive cruise control uses a radar sensor on the front of the car to detect how close you're getting to the car in front of you. Whenever you approach a car, so it works with your cruise control. So whenever you've got your cruise set at, let's say, 70 mile an hour like you're on the highway, whenever you approach a car doing 60, it'll actually slow down to match the speed of the car in front of you. So when I turn the system on, it brings up a road, and then you can see as I adjust, there are some bars in front of me. And there's going to be 4 of those in total. Now that sets the gap between you and the car in front of you, so you can adjust how close you are.
Okay.
Because it works all the way down to stop. The system can actually bring you down to a stop. So it's very useful in traffic. Because you can drive through traffic, the car can take off and stop itself, and you don't have to touch the gas or the brake. also has the lane centering as well. So that uses this sensor up here again to read the lane markers on the road, and then once it finds them, then it can actually keep you centered in your lane. The lane centering button is right here. You can activate it and deactivate it as you please. It's one button, it's on the steering wheel, you don't have to worry about it. And then the lane keeping system, which is an addition to the lane centering, the button for it is actually just on the end of the blinker stalk. So if you don't want to use it, or if you're on a curvy road, it's just a simple button press. It's right on the steering.
Oh, it's great.
Because there is a driver assistance tab in here. As you can see, I have the cruise control set on intelligent, which is actually takes the adaptive cruise one step further. Because this car also has speed sign recognition in it. So as you're driving along, it's monitoring the side of the road for road signs. And it constantly tells you what the speed limit is. As you're driving, it will adjust your cruise control to match the speed limit.
So the excuse of I don't know the speed limit kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work anymore. Yeah, technology's overrun that. Let's get on the road.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. And now I've got the cruise set at 45. Now as you can see, the lane markers are green, so it's detected the lane markers. And it's picked up the car in front of us too. So we're actually doing 35, even though the cruise is set at 45. And now as that car accelerates, we're going to speed up to match his speed. And it's going to keep the preset distance behind it. Now see, it sees that speed limit sign, and now our cruise is set at 50. And I didn't do anything, it just did that. And the nice thing about it too is with the adaptive cruise, because it can bring you to a stop, and I suspect we're going to get to do that here in a second. There's a red light, so it should stop us behind that car here. Now I'm not touching the brake.
Oh wow.
I'm not touching the brake. I'm steering. I'm not touching the brake. So we're... Now, as that car speeds up, we're going to speed up with it.
Okay, now are you speeding? So you're not touching the foot
I'm not
pedal.
accelerating. I'm just merely steering. That's all I'm doing right now.
That's crazy that we just stopped and started and you didn't touch a pedal.
Didn't touch a pedal.
That's crazy.
My feet are in the floorboard. I'm not doing anything. One thing we haven't talked about, this car also has automatic emergency braking and pre-collision warning. So what that does is...
Let's not test that.
We're not going to. And I can't, it's hard to do it, especially on camera. But if you're driving along and a car stops short in front of you, and maybe you didn't see it, the car will detect that you're approaching that car and your foot's not on brake, and it will alert you or get you an audible warning. And if you don't hit the brake, it can actually apply the brakes for you to completely stop.
Wow.
And it's a safety feature, and it has pedestrian detection as well. So if someone steps off the sidewalk in front of you, you can't see him, it can probably see him before you can.
Oh wow.
And then it can also apply the brake in that instance too. And I've never had it do it, but I've heard some people that has had this technology that said it's actually saved them from hitting deer before.
Really?
Yeah, because the car can see the deer before you can. Because it's out scanning beyond the headlights.
And honestly, the way West Virginia travel is, you're more likely to hit a deer than a person anyway.
Exactly.
So if it detects people and deer, that's just a bonus.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Here we are back at Jack Garrett Ford.
Yep.
Let's talk price points. So with this model, the way everything's configured with all the bells and whistles, what are we talking here?
This particular one has an MSRP of $36,205.
Really?
Now this is an Outer Banks package with an Outer Banks package, which is kind of confusing. But the Outer Banks is the trim level, and then the Outer Banks package adds on the sunroof, the wireless charger, and the B&O sound system. Now in addition to that, all the technology that I showed you today is actually in the Co-Pilot Assist Plus package, and that's an $800 package that adds in the cruise control, the adaptive cruise control, the lane centering, and also the navigation system. So in my opinion, I think it's totally worth it, because on long trips, it really reduces fatigue. It's a major bonus safety feature. At a base level, around $28,000, including destination delivery charges. So Ford has the new Ford Pass app. But the Ford Pass app, the car actually has a 4G LTE modem built into it. And so what that allows you to do, it allows your phone to coordinate with your car. And so as you can see here, I can check my fuel level, my odometer reading, the vehicle's location on GPS, the oil life, the tire pressures, and even work the vehicle's built-in Wi-Fi hotspot as well.
Oh, that's great.
Right from my phone. And in addition to that, I can even remotely lock, unlock, and start the car right from my phone.
Oh, now, is there a monthly charge with the 4G LTE service as far as these features go?
With the vehicle hotspot. So in order to use the Wi-Fi hotspot, you do get a 3-month or 3 gigabyte hotspot service through AT&T. And then after that, you can add it onto your cellular service. But the remote functionality with the checking on the vehicle and everything, all that stuff, is actually complimentary from Ford. It doesn't cost you anything.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Now that is built into it. The only part that you would have to pay extra for is the Wi-Fi hotspot.
Great. So if anybody has any questions and would love to come down and talk to you guys down here at Jack Garrett Ford, how can they get a hold of you?
Our phone number here is 927-2490. My name's Nathan. Just ask for me. The girls in the office, they know where I am most of the time. And we're here.
Now, can we shop online?
Yeah. Yep. JackGarrettFord.com.
Well, Nate, thank you again. And if anyone's looking for the new Ford Bronco, be sure to stop down at Jack Garrett Ford. We want to thank Nate with Jack Garrett Ford for giving us a test drive and showing us everything today. So, Nate, thank you again. Maybe we can do this again sometime.
No problem. Love to have you back.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, pretty neat little deal here on our podcast and Facebook Live video. Nice thing there. Our local businesses, they're awesome here in Roane County, Spencer, West Virginia. You know, it's not often you can go into a dealership and the guy's willing to take half hour, 45 minutes out of their day to show you and drive you around and do all that fun stuff. So pretty neat deal, Joe.
Well, thank you. A big thanks to Nathan down at Jack Garrett Ford and Quentin and Jack and the entire gang down there, entire team at Jack Garrett Ford for letting us come in and take about an hour of Nathan's time to actually record that. So many thanks to them for allowing us to do that. So I want to hear your guys' reactions to the because you heard some of my reactions. So I want to hear your guys' reactions to some of the new safety features and what I like to call the bells and whistles of the new Ford Bronco.
Man, it's crazy. That's automated driving without having automated driving.
That
the safety features is crazy.
That section where you were commenting, whoa, so you're not hitting any pedals. He's like, I'm just steering. That's all I'm doing. That was a cool part of the video.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Like it was hitting the brake like he would actually. I mean, it wasn't like a jerk, jerk motion. It was a smooth slow down and a smooth speed up. I mean, it was mind boggling.
Yeah, and the lane assist I think does the same thing. Will bump the steering wheel one way or another.
Yeah, the lane centering that they were showing.
Yeah.
Make sure you're center in the lane. So
yeah, that's one of my friends has a truck from Ford, that they got down there, and it has that. And he was telling me about it. He's like, awesome. You start to get a little sleepy, or you're talking to someone, it'll give you a little vibration and start to pull the truck back into the center of the lane.
Yeah.
So when they're driving down the interstate, he's like, man, I talk with my hands, I shoot the breeze, and I'll go on the rumble strips. And he goes, I don't do that anymore. Now it keeps me centered, because they do a lot of driving for work. And he's just like, it's incredible. Yeah. I was like, well, what if you fell asleep? He's like, well, hopefully it would vibrate and wake you up, or something along those lines. Because he's like, but otherwise, if I fell asleep, I'd just run off the road and kill myself, kill somebody else. And he's like, now, it's a big safety prevention deal.
Yeah, and I was asking Nathan yesterday about, because anytime a new car maker comes out with any of these new features, my first question is, well, how does that work in West Virginia?
Yeah.
And Nathan said that.
Well, hold on. For people that don't know, explain why you said for West Virginia.
Because most of the time, a lot of these features are targeted to urban areas where you have just straight line streets, no turns, or if you do have a turn, it's not what we call in West Virginia an actual turn.
Yeah.
And in West Virginia, there are numerous areas in the state where that I won't give it the West Virginia term, but it's basically you can go around the turn and you can check your tail lights, see if your tail lights are out at the same time.
Well, and I would say interstate driving as well is a big thing, because here we have interstates that go up and down hills and through turns. And like, for instance, Turnpike, there's several turns that are downhill 50-mile-an-hour turns.
Yeah, and you have semis on both sides.
Oh, yeah, and they're rolling. But I just mean, it's not like as soon as you get over to like Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, where everything's flattened out and it's nice and straight.
Yeah.
West Virginia's tricky.
Right.
A lot of accidents on the interstate because people aren't aware of the turns.
And then the primary roads getting to the interstates aren't known as the best roads in the state. So I was asking Nathan, I said, how does the lane centering work on these primary roads?
Yeah.
Even though the road conditions, with a lot of the lines missing or whatever.
Yeah.
He said, as long as it can pick up the line, it'll work. So surprisingly, it's worked out well.
That's amazing. How does it pick up the line?
It has sensors or little cameras that
It's got to have a camera of some sort.
Yeah.
Because surely, I imagine at some point they'll start putting like a magnetic strip in the lines or something. But I'm sure that's not here now.
Right. Yes, it's crazy how.
So it's got to be visual then.
Yeah. So between the lane centering and then the adaptive cruise control, those two features alone sold me on the new Ford Bronco, and just I was amazed and astounded.
Yeah.
I assume a lot of the other Ford vehicles will have the same features.
It would not surprise me a bit to see those available.
Huh. Kind of
I
crazy.
like the wireless charging right there, and being able to turn your car on from your phone. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked the remote start from your phone, as well as being able to check your oil life and all that on your phone. I really liked that feature.
Huh. Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
It even checks your tire pressure gauge. You can pull up
Yeah.
the app that Nate showed, and it tells you your tire pressures, your oil life. I mean,
Hey, you guys picked a good day to take it out for a spin. It was
Yeah, the
raining
windshield
hard.
wipers is nice.
Yeah, when I pulled in, Nathan goes, "Are you sure you want to do this in the rain?" I said, "Well, it's not ideal, but let's give it a shot." And as soon as we got in, the windshield wipers kicked off.
Yeah.
And I didn't give it any thought. I just assumed he turned it on.
Right,
He said,
right.
"Oh yeah, by the way, this does it automatically." I was like, "Oh, well then maybe today was a good
Oh
day
yeah,
to do
yeah.
this."
That's pretty cool.
Because that is something I would have never even thought of.
Yeah.
Now, is it an all-wheel drive vehicle technically?
It has four-wheel drive, yeah.
Yeah. I think they're all-wheel drive now for the most part.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of crazy. You no longer like put it in four-wheel drive specifically. You put it in all-wheel drive, match the conditions, and then the car tells you what's best.
Right.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I could see maybe driving around Kirby, West Virginia roads at night. I wouldn't want to have like the automatic stop engaged, just in the event that maybe the car would hit the brakes in a turn or something if a deer popped out. That maybe I would just want to drive slower and handle it myself in that case. But I mean, interstate type stuff, or
Yeah.
I don't know, I would want to feel it out with how.
Well, that's the beauty. It lets you
whatsoever.
turn it on or off
Yeah.
until you got used to it and kind of figured out what you wanted to do. And like you pulled up the screen, turn it on and off.
Cruising around town though without pedals, that would be pretty cool.
That's
I
freaky.
like the idea of that.
Yeah, that part freaked me out. And when he was talking about the person where it can detect a person
Yeah.
right in front of you that said it works for deer,
That's
that
huge.
floored me.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Around
That
here,
right
there's
there-
so many deer accidents.
Yeah, that right there, just that alone is a huge
Oh,
selling point.
I've gone in the ditch a couple times. Not any time recently, thankfully. But I think
Yeah.
I drive a little slower now.
It
Yes.
doesn't matter. Around here, I drive slow and I'm careful.
Yeah.
I had a deer jump over the guardrail a couple years ago and just literally landed right in front of me, but I was in a turn, doing 40 miles an hour around a
Yep.
45, 50 mile an hour turn. I just happened to I slowed down because there's a car in front of me, so I gave it time, and it was dark, and next thing I know, out of the air, landed the deer right in front of me. It's like it got dropped out of the air, but I knew he jumped the guardrail,
Right.
and so when he hit the ground, man,
There he
pow.
was.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh.
So what sort of extra stuff kicks in with the goat feature? Go over any.
Go over any terrain, by
Is
golly.
that just real low gear?
You know what? That's a great question. We should go down to Nathan and say, listen,
Yeah.
we got to test drive this
Take
baby
this
out
up in the woods.
Yeah.
in the woods and some mud, go over some rocks.
Yeah, that.
I wonder how that would go.
The goat
Real
mode.
good, I think.
The goat mode. That's where he was showing where you can set it up for like icy conditions, so where
Yeah.
you can the car kind of protects you from not going too fast or too crazy.
You might be onto something. I'm pretty sure, though, we'd have to... Quentin would be in. Quentin would be like, heck yeah, let's get the keys and go.
Yeah, especially
Nathan might not be.
Well, I'm gonna say, especially since it's Nathan's car.
Yeah.
Quentin would be on board. with
Nathan
this.
was the first one to buy that.
Yeah.
He got the first Bronco Sport that rolled off the truck. It was his personally.
Nice.
But yeah, I agree with you. Nathan would be like, hey, Nate. Quentin would be like, hey, Nathan, got to borrow your car for a second. And we'd be buried in the mud somewhere. Nah, he wouldn't do that to him, but it would be fun.
It'd be fun. Yeah.
It'd be funny to give Nathan a hard time about it. Hey,
Right.
Nathan, we're going to get your new white Bronco all muddy and dirty.
Yeah.
See what this baby can do. Go check out the goat.
Yeah, we have to test it. This is for testing purposes.
He'd be like, all right, fellas, I'm in, bud.
Yeah.
We're just going to do some back road, dirt road stuff. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, well, if anybody has any questions about the Peacock update, the Verizon update, the Instagram update, or if they need any basic computer phone work, stuff like that, you're doing all kinds of stuff, Joe. You got the wireless camera deals, and we didn't even mention Wise this show.
No, we didn't.
But I'll mention it because you're rocking the Wise cameras, the Wise door lock, the Wise thermometer.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my Wise T-shirt and Wise sponsorship at this point.
Yeah.
Now, little update news on Wise. They have another product in their lineup.
Really?
Yes.
What they got coming out?
It is a handheld vacuum cleaner.
By golly. How do they get into that?
Same way they got with the
Just 'cause they can do it
robot
cheaper?
vacuum.
Now we gotta play guess the price, Dave.
Oh, gosh.
I'm gonna say $25.
I gotta look it up here.
$28.79 actually.
Man, it's awful specific, Justin.
Okay, so what's?
I get a feeling Justin's seen this.
No, I haven't cheated this time.
Okay, so Justin, what was your guess?
Let's
28.
go $29.99.
Okay, Dave.
I'm going to say 40 because I know they run up. Actually, I bought one. I got one, and I know that in the stores they run like 125, 130. And then I got one on Amazon that was the knockoff model for like 79.
Just to double check, is this like you could do your floor with this?
It's
only a small one.
Handheld vacuum, so
It's like a dust buster with an extension tube.
for like you can use your to clean out your car or your home.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my price.
All right, I'm going to say 45 then.
Retail price $59.99.
Yeah. So I bought mine for like 80. And then I know that like Walmart, when you see them and stuff, they're like 130. Huh. 59. So that's not bad. They're cheaper.
Yeah, and ships in April. So
They better step it up because people need their stuff cleaned all the time.
so Wise again
Gets mentioned in the show.
Yeah, no, you're not a sponsor, but if you want to send us some products to review, let us know, and we'd be more than happy to send our wish list. Now, granted, my wish list will probably be much shorter than Dave and Justin's, but if we all can get one of these handheld vacs and their robot vacuums, we'll all be happy.
Oh, yeah. I agree. All right. Well, Joe, how do they get a hold of you? If they have any questions on any things we just talked about or just need basic computer networking phone help or need to order stuff. I know, you do all our work here at Patch. You're the basis behind the show. You just added video to our live Facebook stream and our podcast. So for those of you out there podcasting, Joe's going to tell you how to find the video. So if you're interested, you can go back and watch that cool video and check out the new Bronco. So how they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at AM Digital Tech for all that. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We are hosted by Anchor.fm, and we are on all the major podcast platforms.
All right, yeah. And, of course, if you need anything, A&M Digital Technology, again, does all our patchwork, all our heavy lifting behind the scenes. And I can't thank Cena enough for all she does with that as well. And, of course, Joe, you're out here solving problems, adding video to our podcast and our Facebook Live. So good stuff going on, man. Thanks a ton because that really adds to the show. And, of course, Justin, thank you for keeping us on track for the most part and adding in. So,
yeah, and out of the three of us, Justin has the hardest job trying to keep us.
I agree wholeheartedly, yeah. So this is David. You've been listening to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 47 with Patch Turned Up. Stay tuned in for more podcast, music, news, and updates from our Patch students in our community here. And, of course, Help Desk with Joe, one of our staples through everything that's been going on, still knocking out shows. And make sure that you check out our other shows for all the good news that Joe's been sharing, helping out consumers, businesses, and everything else that we got going on here, and small local business doing good stuff. And it's pretty neat. You wrangled in another small local business into the deal. So pretty cool stuff.
Happy to do it.
All right. For Justin, Joe, Help Desk with Joe, number 47. We're out of here, and everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week for more news.